Game over. I would not recommend you even test drive this vehicle, okay? Do not test drive this. I'm not even going to test drive it because I don't think it's worth it. So I guess let's move on to the next one, which we're going to move on to the Z-Type next. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so we've got the Z-Type here. Let's test drive this thing out. Okay, of course I'm gonna say yes, get this vehicle, because this is the Z-Type. It's an old car. I like the old cars in the game. But, overall, I do like the way this thing performs. I like the way it sounds. I like the way it looks. I like basically everything about this car. Even the sound. So let's move on to the next car, which we're going to do the Karen Boar next. I have no idea what this vehicle is, so we're just going to test drive it. I can't believe this is considered an off-road car, but this is the Karen Boar. Let's test drive this thing out. Okay, so this car does perform pretty well. I do like the way it handles, but I just don't like the look. Unfortunately, I think this looks more like a muscle car in my opinion, but I do get why it's an off-road. So would I recommend it? Probably not. And if I didn't say anything about the last car, the Z-Type, yes, I would say recommend it. But anyway, no, I would not recommend this vehicle, but let's just see how it test drives off-road. It's a bit slow getting off the road. So I still would say don't buy it. Okay, so now we got the Vapid Bullets. So let's test this thing out. Okay, so I'll be very honest, this is probably one of my favorite looking cars regarding old cars in the game. The only reason I like it is because of the backlights in the front. Actually, you know what? All the cars are pretty good. Anyway, um, Do I like the car? Yes. Do I think it looks good? Yes. Do I think it performs well? Well, the corners are not so great, but everything else is alright. The braking is alright. So I think we should move on to the next one, which we're going to do the podium vehicle next, which is the Dominator GTX. Now we have the Dominator GTX. This is the podium vehicle, and I also won this car in my second spin, so there's a little bonus there for me. Anyway, let's test drive this thing out. Dominator GTX is a good car. I like the look of it. I think I own it, I'm not sure, but I like the look of it. I like the way it performs, I like the way it handles, I like the way it takes corners. Everything's just good about this car. Let's move on to the next one. Peter Classic. Let's test this thing out. So I'll be very honest, I really don't mind the way this car handles, and I'll be honest, the only thing I don't like about the car is the looks. Okay, I think the back looks kind of strange, but other than that, it's alright. I'd still recommend it, even if it looks strange. But sometimes strange could be good. Let's move on to the Corvette D10. Let's test this thing out. Okay, so I really don't mind the way this thing looks, the way this thing sounds, the way this thing performs. I really don't mind all of that. The car looks amazing, but for looks alone, I'd probably buy it. Yeah, I'd say everything about the car, or even the braking. Even the braking is good. The braking is good. So let's move on to the next one, which we're going to move on to the ZR350. So this is the ZR350. This car reminds me of another game I used to play. It was called Juiced, and it was a PlayStation 2 game. Let's test this thing out and see if it performs any good compared to that game. Okay, I love this car. Buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it. I would absolutely recommend buying this car. This is awesome. I like this car. Full stop. I'm not going to say anymore. Just get the car. I've got the piston neon here. Let's test this thing out. Okay, so for the fact that it's an electric car, just makes me instantly say no. Don't buy this car. Don't buy this car at all. But I will give it this. It does have great performance. It has great handling. It takes corners well. It looks alright. But why would I still not recommend it? Well, I just said it. I still wouldn't recommend it because it's an electric car. So let's move on to the next one. We're going to move on to the RE7B, which is a supercar. Here, let's test drive this thing out. This thing is a one-seater. Is it actually a two-seater? I don't even know. Alright, let's test this thing out. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I probably would recommend it. So let's move on to the next one. Rex, honestly, one of my favorite looking cars. So let's just test drive this thing out. Okay, I can't get over how cool this thing sounds. I really like this car. Yes, I would recommend it. It takes corners great, it brakes great, it just looks great. I would just recommend this car overall. So this is the Vissalone. So let's test this thing out. Okay, so I wasn't sure about this car at the start, but when I took that really sharp corner, I knew this car was going to be great. This car is great. It takes corners well, obviously. It brakes well, obviously. This car is great. I would absolutely recommend this car. Anyway, that's going to wrap up the video for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, see you guys in the next one. Bye!